We interrupt this video to remind ourselves just how utterly fucking shit the tripod mount that comes with the Osmo Pocket 2 is. I've come back to much the same place as I was last week. And when I say last week, I mean for you. For me, it's the next day. And you can see how the weather has changed quite a lot. And it's actually pretty much the perfect weather for landscape photography. Why? Well, because we have sun and clouds. And it's not just dark, heavy clouds as over there that look like they might be ready to drop some rain when they get a little bit thicker. But we've got blue sky, cloud, sun, and it's all moving. There's quite a bit of a breeze, and that creates patterns of light, and it creates a texture on the landscape. It creates different opportunities. Every few minutes something changes. I mean, right now that sun has just really popped up through the clouds. Not popped up, you know, come out from the clouds, and it's quite harsh, and now becoming more diffuse again. And that's how it's changing so much. Absolutely perfect weather for landscape photography. And what about this heather? I mean, really, this is why I came to the Peak District this week. I came to capture the heather. I was in Suffolk, Dunwich, last week and a couple of weeks before, and the heather has done absolutely nothing much down there. I don't know whether it's just because it hasn't had enough rain this year or what, but the heather down there just hasn't bloomed much this year. And indeed, there are pockets of this that are much the same. I mean, I've passed completely dead, well, I say dead patches. I mean, heather. Does heather really ever die unless you cut it up? You know, you burn it and it comes back the next year or so. But yeah, the big patches of it around here that I've walked through that are, to all intents and purposes, to the naked eye, the non-botanist, it's dead. But look at the areas that aren't. And it's just dancing in the breeze, and this beautiful little grass, lovely little seeds, and you can see it just in patches, just really just dancing and glistening. It's gorgeous. It's a wonderful place to be. And I am pretty certain that today I'm also going to get some close-ups of some of the heather and such. I'll do maybe a bit of macro work or certainly some close-up with the long lens. I'm hoping that we're going to get something very, very nice today. And let's face it, if I don't, I'm out for a walk. So I'm going to enjoy this perfect landscape photography weather, and we'll see what I come up with. Well, I didn't think that my first shot was going to be a bit of comedy, but it is. I've got a couple of people coming up behind me with a dog now, so this isn't going to go terribly well in a moment. But up here, which I'm certain is out of shot of the video camera, there's a sheep nestled right in the footpath, and it's real low down between the heather. And I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, and just a little bit of fun. It's quite nice. I was going to put a polarizer on because I am at right angles to the sun. It's gone in for a minute, just to kind of pull the colours a little. But I needed to get the shot in case he moved, and the opportunity is going to have gone now because of the people coming up behind me with the dog. Anyway, enjoy the shot. I might try to shoot this. You can hear the dog in the background probably. I might try to shoot him again. Oh, actually, I've got a better shot. Oh, he's gone up. Just run off a few. the way the light is just dancing across the landscape over here, creating wonderful light and dark patches. It's very hazy, but even more so since I've smudged my my glasses by trying to clean it with an inappropriate cloth. I'm being lazy. But wonderful. There's a gentle breeze. It's hot but cold at the same time, if you know what I mean. It's just this breeze really works beautifully on sweaty arms. I'm in awe of hills. I don't get enough of hills. I love them. Just look at the light over there, and the way it's just dancing over on the hill on the other side of Derwent Reservoir over there, and it's gorgeous. So I put the 40 to 150 on, and I stood just here slightly, looking down, and there's a path here, as you can see. Probably you can see, and I just got it kind of weaving its way gently through the shot. There's a square rock just down here, and I'm anchoring the bottom corner of the photo with that, looking down through the heather to the reservoir beyond, and what's left of the reservoir. I mean, really what we should be calling it now is the River Derwent, and just leaving it at that, I think, because that's it, that's all there is. The River Derwent kind of weaving its way down there. Looks almost as though you could walk across it. Yeah, just a shot down there. I might get another one or two in a minute, see how the light kind of changes. It's fabulous. I'm not a great fan of haze on the landscape. I like to be able to kind of see through, so I do tend to use the dehaze slider in Lightroom and other tools a little bit too much. It is very hazy over in the distance, but it's magical. It's truly magical. I do love these spaces. Anyway, take a look at the shot.
You know when you're in the field and you're quite confident that you've got something? Well, I was. And I wasn't when I got it back. I wasn't certain of that square rock anchoring it just didn't, but with some dodging and burning it works quite well. But the path really leads to kind of nothingness. It kind of just goes over a precipice. I'm not at all certain of it. What do you think?
I've got a very stark, just kind of nothing shot, really. Kind of just zoomed in. Actually, that's the two people that passed me. The light's not on it at the minute, which is a shame. I might just pull the exposure up a little. But I got a shot of that stack with some light on it. But as I say, it's a nothing shot, really. I'll be honest, that was a snap. But not everything has to be a photograph, does it? Seems that wherever I go, I'm quite fixated by water. And again, I've got a scene that I would have got yesterday. Looking down over Derwent water. Well, not water, it's not Derwent water, it's Lake District, isn't it? That's Derwent Reservoir. Derwent Reservoir. Try saying that when you haven't been drinking. I'm struggling. Anyway, Derwent Reservoir. I struggled a couple of weeks ago with Dunwich Forest. Got it right that time, but I kept, a bunch of grouse. I kept saying Dunwich Forest. I can't get it wrong now. It's weird, isn't it? Dunwich Forage is what I was saying, and Derwent Reservoir. Anyway, I digress for comedic purposes, and it's probably not even that funny. So I got this little plateau here, a few nice rocks surrounded by heather into the distance down towards the little forest of trees down there. Derwent Reservoir. I can't do it again. Down in the kind of middle ground, if there be such a thing in such a multi-layered image. Shouldn't have done that. My selfie stick just dropped. There we go. Anyway, yeah, such a multi-layered image. If you can have a kind of middle ground, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm really just waiting for the light. But I might be waiting a while. There's some picking up over there. I'm quite liking it, but I've got a polarizer on. And because the sun's not very strong, it's not having quite the effect I wanted. I say sun's not very strong, I'm just behind a cloud. If you look behind me, it's going everywhere over those places, but it's not going. It's not here so much. But yeah, I'm liking the shot. I'm just waiting for a bit of light to catch the kind of mid-ground. It's perhaps a bit coming through. I don't have a particularly fast shutter speed here. I've bumped up to 400 ISO to kind of improve that, but you know, the polarizer's taken a stop out of that before we go anywhere. So I might, I suppose, be better focus stacking it. Hold on, what am I talking about? It's not the long lens, it's the not the long lens, it's the not long lens. So I don't need to muck about at all. I mean, just idiot. I would imagine that if I just shove this at f13, it'll get whatever I need in focus in any case. So focus on the rock in the centre, which is that one down there. I've no idea whether I'm pointing at the right thing or not. Yeah, I am giving it multiple focus points just to be on the absolute safe side. One of my last videos, there was a comment from someone saying, "Why does this guy remind me of Tarantino?" I don't know. Why do I remind you of Tarantino? What is it about Tarantino that makes me look, feel, act like Tarantino? I don't know. Am I like Tarantino? Tell me in the comments.
Now, if you're watching, you'll notice that this isn't the shot that I'd framed up in the video. I found this literally just a few meters away, and it was so much better.
I'm standing in front of the Coach and Horses, looking towards Derwent Edge, and it's had some nice light on it. Got this kind of sandy path running up it. There's a couple of ladies walking up there. They were sitting just here eating just a few minutes ago, and they're providing just that little bit of interest on the path. I mean, obviously they're tiny, but they're distinct, or they should be distinct. I mean, obviously, and the back of the camera, when you've got a 3-inch screen or so, it's almost impossible to tell. But I know they're there, so they must be in the shot, and if I can see them with my glasses on, then they must be distinct enough. And this, I bang on about this a lot. I really do. But looking at your camera and trying to find all of these tiny little elements in a shot that are potentially distracting or not there, or things around the edge when you're doing your edge control is really difficult, particularly on this camera. I suspect a lot of them are much the same, in that all of the information that gets superimposed on your screens and in your viewfinders, or particularly on mirrorless cameras, tends to kind of sit around the edges, and that absolutely screws up your ability to do edge patrol. The histogram on this one is particularly awkward in that it sits right on the bottom line of the image, or the left-hand vertical if you're looking at a vertical shot, and it obliterates anything down on that long edge. And useful, of course, as it is, and yes, you can turn it off, but I don't know what the solution is. I'm just griping about something that's a really useful feature that I find very, very annoying, and I shouldn't, but there you go. Anyway, let's talk about this composition. It's a relatively simple shot. Foreground interest in some heather and a nice bit of rock, and a bit of a line running through there, and I'm really low, so I kind of compress everything, because a little higher up the path has way too much space between the foreground and the kind of midground, way too much space. So by coming lower, I'm being able to kind of compress that to, a bit. Ideally, I'd probably want to be even lower here, but then I think the foreground becomes way too dominant on the image, because the purpose of the foreground really is to kind of lead the eye through, isn't it? It's giving you something to look at throughout the entire shot, and by coming too low here, we would basically make the foreground the subject, which isn't really what we're trying to do. I've just twisted the camera angle a little more, and I've put the horizon roughly on the third now, and I've got Derwent edge as it kind of sticks out, coming up above the horizon. Important that you don't have things interfering with the horizon almost at horizon level, because things that break the horizon draw the eye, and if that wonderful rock feature up there wasn't drawing the eye, the photograph would be pretty useless. So we have to really have it break that. That looks wrong, doesn't it? No, I don't. I'm trying to mimic that, but no. Oh, here's the shot. So I said earlier I expected I'd probably pick up a shot or two of some detail, either with the longer lens or perhaps with the macro. And out in the open over there, I found that I wouldn't say difficult. I don't think I was looking very hard. I mean, obviously there's detail shots everywhere, but finding the right setting for something, and of course, trying to capture it when there's no wind, because we are high up, so there's a breeze, and on occasion it's a bit more than a breeze. But the Coach and Horses Stones rock formation here, that's just something else, because we've got all of these heathers in these gaps and growing around the rocks, which are very, very nice indeed. It's not just those, but the little ferns in here, and I mean it's wonderful. But I was doing a bit of clambering, and I went up through this gap here to get over onto the other side, where some of my gear was, and I spotted way up there. Now the sun's out, you can't see the damn thing because it's been completely obliterated, but there's just a lovely little grass. Let's get out the sun. Yeah, there's a lovely little grass up there, and it's set, it's bright, and it's set against the dark and really textured stones, and I really, really like it. So I've got myself back up through here, and I've kind of shot it a little bit. As I say, it's really difficult because the sun is now kind of full bore straight into the lens, so I might wait a little while to see whether I can pick that up again, because the subject itself is completely in the shade. But looking up from here, or kind of anywhere around there, I suppose if I can get further around there I might be able to pick something else up. But yeah, just looking at it straight up, awkward. What I've got here, I think, is a very nice little shot. Just down here, there's just a little clump, not even a clump, a few grasses, lovely seeds on them. I don't know what they're called. Maybe there's some botanists out there that can tell me. Maybe there's some grass experts. I don't know. If you know what it is, let me know in the comments, please. But they're just against a rock here. They're picking up the sun gorgeously. They're dancing in the breeze, which is always a problem if you want to freeze them, of course. And they make such a lovely shot. Now I've exposed for the highlights only, and I've got a couple of compositions on them. Some just looking directly at them with what is effectively a very underexposed background. On the back of the camera it looks almost dark, and it probably is almost dark. On the back of the camera it looks almost black, and it probably is very close to black. And I think that probably works. We interrupt this video to remind ourselves just how utterly fucking shit the tripod mount that comes with the Osmo Pocket 2 is. I don't know at this stage whether the bit of video that I was filming when the Osmo Pocket fell off is actually being recorded. I think it, well, I'm hoping it has, I haven't checked. But it fell through these rocks, and it came to land down in this crack down here, right the way down there, where you can see I'm shining my torch. Now, no word of a lie, I did not expect to be filming anything ever on this again. I didn't even expect to actually get the damn thing back. I have lost the ND filter off of it, I can't see that, and I've got to be honest, I don't think I want to go looking anymore. Count my lucky stars that this thing still works, and that I was able to retrieve it, because, yeah, I mean, no joke, you know, this is awkward space to kind of get at. Just got to hope now that when I get back down, I mean, I haven't been looking long, but I hope that no one's stolen the rest of the camera gear. That would make the day, wouldn't it?
Well, the incident with the Osmo Pocket really dampened my spirits. I did get some more photos this day, but I didn't get any more video. If you'd like to see the photos, please head on down to my new Vero page, or indeed look at my Facebook page. There are links for these down below. I really do appreciate you watching these videos. You giving your time means an awful lot to me. If you'd like to support me, please click the like button. If you'd like to support me a little more, there's a link down below to buy me a coffee. Anyway, tune in next week and you'll find me at the Roaches, and check out these other videos as well. Thanks for watching. Cheers.